guys? Welcome to our first podcast. You got me, Malvin, Jeff, and Kurt. And basically, we just talk about the NBA. We have debates, talk about the news that's happening. So let's just get started.
For the first topic we're going to do is if Magic, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem, Wilt, Bill, Larry, and Kobe were erased from existence. Erased. Who's the GOAT if all of them were erased? Malvin, who do you think is going to be the GOAT?
I'm thinking. Wait, hold on. Let me pull something up real quick.
Okay, how about you? How about
Hey,
you go, Jack?
hey.
Me?
Okay, I'll go.
No, let me go. You
Okay.
offered, I'll go. Okay. I think the greatest NBA player of all time, without all these guys, would
Don't
be
you dare say.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah! Oh,
It's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant. Okay, you know why? Because
explain your
Kevin
reason.
Durant is by far currently he is the best scorer in the NBA.
Debatable.
He is one of the best scorers in NBA history. And he also has a lot of accolades, like achievements, okay. So he has 2 NBA championships, which is pretty good. He has played in 10 playoff games. He's an 11-time All-Star. He has 1 MVP. He has 2 Finals MVPs. He's made the NBA He's made the All-NBA first team 6 times, and he's made All-NBA teams 9 times. He's a 4-time scoring leader. That's how good he is at scoring. 4 times. And he was the rookie of the year. So he's good.
Okay. I'm gonna put my play out here. It'll be Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan. Let me explain. Let me explain the reasoning. The question is if MJ, Kobe, Magic, Kareem, Bill, Wilt, Larry, or all erased from existence. Mm-hmm. So the history would change, right? Okay. So in present day, Tim Duncan has won 5 out of his 6 final appearances. 1999, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2013, and 2014. He has made appearances and won 5 out of those 6. Tim Duncan's one final loss was to LeBron. And if you remember, LeBron was erased from existence. So if he never existed, Miami would have never gone to the finals. And guess who was the Eastern Conference Finals? Was in the Eastern Conference Finals. Indiana Pacers with Pandemic P. So let's be reasonable here and say Pandemic P would not be able to beat Tim Duncan in the Spurs. So he would go 6 out of 6, just like MJ. Okay. But it doesn't stop there. In 2001, the Lakers beat Tim Duncan and the Spurs. Tim Duncan and the Spurs. If Kobe never existed, the Spurs would have won against Philly, who got gentlemen swept by the Lakers. So the Spurs would go 7-0 in the finals if Kobe and LeBron never existed. But it doesn't stop even there. Again, in 2002, Lakers beat Tim Duncan and the Spurs. If Kobe never existed, the Spurs would have won, and the Nets, who got swept by the Lakers, would have lost to Tim Duncan and the Spurs, making Tim Duncan go 8-0 in the finals. That is GOAT material.
Okay, but Kevin Durant's a better player.
Okay, so this is my thing, right? Yes, this is my
He's a better player. The greatest of all time.
This is my thing, right?
Okay.
Jeff, I see your point, actually. It makes sense. But we don't know what could have happened.
Yeah.
We know what did happen. You know what I mean? So originally I was gonna say, oh, Dwayne Wade. But then I thought to myself, LeBron is not gonna be on the Miami Heat. So then Dwayne Wade wouldn't have won those finals. So I'm gonna say a player Jeff likes, actually. Jeff likes him a lot. His name is Stephen Curry. One of the greatest shooters of the greatest shooter of all time. You know, I have his accolades right here. 7-time All-Star, 2-time Most Valuable Player, won a unanimous.
11-time All-Star.
3-time NBA champion. I mean, there's really nothing much to say. You know, this year he might win the MVP. I definitely think Curry will be the best all time, and he doesn't get affected by this because none of these players really affect his career except for LeBron. And if LeBron wasn't existing, he wouldn't have competition. So yeah,
exactly. And if we're going past history, if LeBron never existed, LeBron would not be in 2016, which means Kevin Durant would have not gone to the Warriors because he said if the Warriors won 2016, he would not have gone there. So he would have not won those two wins.
He said what?
He said if the Warriors beat the 2016 Cavaliers, Kevin Durant would have never gone to the Warriors. So he would have never got those 2 rings.
But they lost, right? So then he went.
Exactly. Well, that's
okay. The point is though, Kevin Durant is better than both of those players. If you compare the career stats.
We're not talking. First off, that's already debatable. Okay.
Very debatable.
Just because Tim Duncan is fundamental doesn't mean
maybe
better than him. Second off, we're not talking about best all time. That would be Bo.
No.
We're talking about greatest all time.
Greatest has to do with being
better. You said Magic Johnson was better than Steph Curry because of his accolades. Now you're switching up.
I never said that.
Switching it up.
I said his stats. I said his stat line was better.
Why was it better?
We don't have to look at those again. I think.
Okay.
But
that's besides the point.
Besides the point.
Jeff is going with Tim Duncan. I'm going with Steph Curry. Kurt is going KD.
KD and
Kevin Durant, 100%.
Okay. Next question. This is a more relevant topic. Lakers versus Nets right now. The playoffs are looking like they might reach each other in the finals. Who is going to win?
So I'll go first.
Go first.
First off, the Lakers are not going to go to the finals. Dallas or the Suns are going to beat them.
If they were, this is
chance. But that's besides the point. Anyways, we're talking about Lakers versus Nets. Just look at the lineup we have presented to us right now. Okay, who's gonna guard Kyrie? Okay, Dennis Schroeder cannot guard Kyrie. Okay, let's say in this situation, KD is being guarded by LeBron. Who's gonna guard Harden? You know what I mean? AD, you know. He's the best big in this picture, obviously. Obviously, like LeBron and KD are bigs, but we're just going to call them small forwards, right? So AD probably will give whoever is guarding him some buckets, right? But LeBron, we've seen KD hold his own against LeBron, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have two of the top 10 best guards in the NBA. So, you know, I definitely think this is not a competition. Nets in 5.
Okay. What I think is, well, first of all, I just want to say, as much as I hate to say this, it is possible to see the Lakers in the finals. And I say this because if the Suns don't step up their game, I don't want this to happen, but if the Suns don't step up their game, I think we're going to see another Portland versus Lakers series where the Lakers go up 4-1. And then from there, the other teams, the Nuggets, the Trailblazers, whatever, the Lakers are obviously a better team right now. So I could see them in the finals, but, you know, it's not guaranteed, so. But in this situation, the Nets easily win. Like, that's not even a debate. James Harden gets guarded by who? KCP. He's a shooting guard, right? That's a terrible matchup for the Lakers.
Technically, Kyrie is guarded by KCP.
Doesn't Schroeder guard him?
Kyrie's the shooting guard, and James Harden's the point guard.
Really?
They switched. Yeah.
Okay, that's still a terrible matchup for both people. Because James Harden can shoot. He's a threat from outside. He demands multiple attention from... I mean, he demands multiple defenders to, like, stop him from doing what he does. And he also has elite playmaking skills. So, as we've seen, he can get good passes. And, his on-court decisions are really good. He wins that matchup. Shooting guard Kyrie is better than KCP. That's no debate. I don't really know KCP for his defense, but I can tell you one thing. It doesn't matter how hard you guard Kyrie. Unless you put like multiple defenders on him, I can't see him being stopped one-on-one because he's just a great ISO scorer. And so, And then Kevin Durant. I remember when LeBron was on Miami, he used to play like sweaty basketball. I watched some show he was on, and he said that when he was on Miami, you know how he became branded as a villain, like him, Dwayne Wade. You know what I'm talking about, right? Because of that movement. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he said he kind of gave the people what they wanted. If they were going to make him a villain, that he was going to play basketball like that. So he said he started to play basketball angry. That's what he said. So he was really a sweat. LeBron doesn't play defense like that anymore. So, I mean, we've never seen a Miami LeBron and a Kevin Durant matchup before. So, we don't know how that would have turned out. But...
Okay.
Wait.
Can I segue in real quick?
Okay, what?
Real quick, okay.
Peace.
Brown got beat with Curry and Klay Thompson.
And Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we have Kyrie Irving, a little bit worse than Stephen Curry, and James Harden, better than Klay Thompson, versus LeBron and AD.
Okay,
I think
have that piece?
they're just gonna beat LeBron like they have before.
Look, let me finish.
Okay, you two already talked.
I wasn't even done.
Oh,
let
shut
me finish. No, let me finish. So Kevin Durant, as Melvin said, he can hold his own against LeBron. I don't think LeBron's best bet in defense at this point, from what I've seen from LeBron so far, unless he goes back to playing actual defense and stops falling on the floor for no reason.
Thank you.
I don't think LeBron is going to be able to hold KD out of his hotspot. You know what I'm saying? Joe Harris, Jeff, is field goal wise the best, let me say the most efficient 3-point shooter in the NBA. He's not better than Stephen Curry, but he's more efficient and reliable according to the field goal percentage from the 3-point line. Who guards him? I don't even know. In this situation, I'm not sure. Anyway, Joe Harris, apart from his 3-point and shooting skills, he isn't like a superstar player. So I don't think he'll be too hard to guard. But still, when you put the ratios together, you have 3 players on the Nets who win their matchups against 3 players on the Lakers, and then that just leaves 2 other players. And so the Lakers
And Marcus Gasol isn't what he used to be.
No, 100%. So
you done?
The Nets are just better. They're offensively better, and they're gonna take out the Lakers in here. Let's go with 6, just to be safe.
Okay.
6 or 5, 5 to 6.
My turn,
just
guys.
To be safe.
We all agree it's my turn.
Okay.
It's my turn. So
no, it's not your turn yet. It's not your turn yet.
Okay, it's my turn. There's no interrupting me. There's no interrupting me. It's time for the truth.
The truth.
You guys are just looking at
time for some Nazi propaganda.
Speak for 10 seconds and this man's already interrupting me.
Time for some Nazi
I already
propaganda.
see the point you're about to make. You think Kylie Kuzma's gonna do anything?
Okay. Can I speak now? Can I speak? Like, I didn't interrupt you. Can you show a little respect? Okay? Alright. You guys are acting like it's a 5v5. There's a bench. The Lakers have one of the best bench. Could you guys actually just let me talk? Like, I didn't do this when you guys were talking.
Yeah, I actually did, man.
Okay, let's think here. Kyrie, James Harden, perimeter players. Let's think here. Kyle Kuzma, KCP, THT, Dennis Schroeder, Alex Caruso, Wesley Matthews, Ben McLemore, and Jared Dudley. All good perimeter defenders. And I'm not saying they're better than them. Because they're the other side on offense. But in defense-wise, they are all good perimeter defenders. And you want proof of that? Dennis Schroeder is the best defender on Stephen Curry. That is true. And let's be honest here. Stephen Curry is better than Kyrie Irving. Let's be honest here. Stephen Curry is better than Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
But is he a better ISO player?
Yeah, that's.
He's still a better player. And it's not because of his defense.
Okay.
And then finally, let's keep going. The Lakers are the most versatile team ever. They can go small ball. They can go big ball.
Nope.
They got Mark Gasol, Andre Drummond for a tall lineup. But they also got Harold, AD, LeBron, and small ball is players who are not just small, but is very skilled. The Lakers team is very skilled. And plus, who's gonna stop AD? Ain't nobody in this team. Who's gonna stop AD? DeAndre Jordan? You really being serious right now? DeAndre Jordan's gonna stop, and Anthony Davis.
Can I
out-rebound Drummond? Who's gonna out-rebound Drummond?
Can I try?
Big Drum. No, I'm still talking.
You think Kevin Durant can't switch?
I'm still talking.
You know he switches, right?
I'm still talking. You guys have like 10 minutes each, okay? And then we're also talking about. Kurt. I'm pretty sure Kurt also said that we never see Miami LeBron versus Kevin Durant. We did, and LeBron won.
Does LeBron play like he does in the past? No.
He's arguably better. He's arguably plays smarter basketball.
Yeah, but
basketball.
Kevin Durant's still a better scorer.
Can I keep talking? Like, you guys had 10 minutes. You guys keep interrupting.
Don't ask questions if you don't want them answered.
What did I ask questions?
You said who's gonna guard AD, who's gonna out-rebound.
That was 5 minutes ago, bro. We'll
that was not
past that. You lost your sense of time.
We're past that. And at the end of the day, it's LeBron James. He's the king. He's the ultimate underdog. Do you realize? When he is down a series, he has always won except for 4 times. His entire in the 2010.
Yo, that's a lot of times.
Yeah, that is.
Is that 4 times compared to 10
compared
times?
to his 18-year series?
You know what that also proves? LeBron, and this is gonna sound real bad, okay? LeBron is not a winner. Now hear me out.
LeBron is a 4-time.
10 times.
What does it take to be a winner?
He won the finals 10 times. And won 4 times. One of them he lost to a lone Dirk Nowitzki. So now you think he's gonna win against?
Okay, so getting to the finals, you don't have to win to get to the finals. Is getting the finals?
Regular season games aren't the same as playoffs.
No, getting to the finals, first round, second round, Eastern Conference Final, Western Conference Final. Is those not winning? Did he not win those? Those are winning.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter until you win the championship. Remember what the Bulls team said about the 72 to what? Remember the Warriors had 72 wins and like 8 losses, and they didn't win that season. What did Michael Jordan say? 72 wins without a ring doesn't mean anything. So they made it to the finals. They lost, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Right. Also, And
but he never said they are a loser. They never said he's a loser. He said he didn't win it.
Also, LeBron said himself when they won the conference finals, job's not done.
Job's not done. But he did. Did he not win the first round?
He doesn't win the finals. It's a bad record. It's a bad percentage.
And also,
okay, let's talk about those records. Here we go. 2007. How you expect him to beat Tim Duncan and a fully decked out Spurs with a big CZ? Are you guys fair? So 2007, that should not even. It should be a accomplishment to make it to 2007 because he actually won with him. Just a question for you, Jeff. That was literally Dirk. Dirk did the same thing. I have a different question for you. And then I'm not done. 2011. I'll give it to him. He should have won that. There's a black stain on his career. 2012, he won. 2013, he won. 2014, the Spurs were just straight up better. How do you expect him to win? Okay. 2017. Oh, we're just skipping to that. Are you guys 2016 he won. So why are we going to talk about it? 2017 and 2018. Did you actually expect him to win? In 2018, he didn't even have Kyrie Irving.
I
didn't have Kyrie Irving.
Let me ask you something about what
he also lost again. Just want to mention that.
So Jeff said something about the Lakers having depth or whatever.
And skill.
Okay, let's talk about let's just take a look at where were the Lakers before LeBron came.
No, I have a question too.
Well, they don't have the same. They don't have the same players.
Jeff, I have a question for you.
Lakers scored in 2018 and Lakers scored in 2021.
Okay, realistically,
Jeff, I have a question.
Last year the Lakers won, right? Last year the Lakers won.
I have a question for Jeff.
Do you think the Lakers would have won the finals if LeBron wasn't on the team?
No.
So why does their lineup matter if LeBron isn't there?
I'm just saying that the depth is better.
Okay, but it doesn't matter.
The Warriors are a good example of why you need depth.
Okay,
the Warriors are very good with Steph Curry on the floor, but when Steph Curry is not on the floor, they are very trash. That is their depth. That's why depth, no matter how good you are, depth is a very necessary thing.
I would like to see their depth real quick. So let's just go through their last game stats, right? Mm-hmm. Anthony Davis, 34 points, 11 rebounds. Really good game for Anthony Davis. 21 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds for LeBron James, right? Mm-hmm. Andre Drummond, 6 points. Dennis Schroeder, I'll give it to him. Good game, 20 points. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, 5 points. Kyle Kuzma, 8 points. Alex Caruso, 4 points. Wesley Matthews, 8 points. Marcus Gasol, 3 points. How is that depth?
Yes. What are you reading this on? The last nitpick stat that you got just to show how just in that one in a few spans.
If you're talking about depth, give an example.
Where are you reading from this?
There's 3 players who got over 10 points.
Where are you reading from this? Where are you reading this from?
Their stats from last game.
Give an example.
Because one game decides everything, right? One game decides everything.
Give an example of when the Lakers have shown depth with their current lineup. Give an example.
Exactly.
What do you mean give an example? They're just
give an example. Give me 2, 3, or even just 1. Give me 1 game stat line where the Lakers have shown depth with players that are not on the starting lineup.
All right.
Google time.
You're asking me to do this. Let me give me the exact dates of freaking 2 and.
Simply just need an example,
I think he's gonna search up those exact words and just look for 1 game.
Here we go. Mm-hmm. In April 24, Kyle Kuzma dropped 14 points and 2 rebounds. Andre Drummond got 12 rebounds. And even Anthony Davis didn't even win.
How many points did they have? Points, assists. Don't just give me their highest numbers.
Ben McLemore dropped 20 points. 14, 20, 7 from Caruso, 4 from Marcus Morris.
Now, I have a question.
6 from Palmer Tucker.
I have another thing.
No, man.
And LeBron wasn't even on the
Kurt, listen, I have another thing. Now we have the Brooklyn Nets, Last game, they lost. They had a bad game. So I'm going to go to the game prior when they won. Because the last game, I looked at the Lakers. The Lakers also won. So we're making it fair, okay?
Oh, yeah,
the Lakers won. I looked at the game that they won. Now I'm looking at the Brooklyn Nets game that they won. Now let's see, okay? KD 26.
Okay.
Joe Harris 25. Blake Griffin 11. Kyrie Irving 15. James Harden 20. Laundry Shamet 10. Bruce Brown Jr. 6. Jeff Green 6. Mike James 4. That's actual depth. They're not doing
You
all
named 4 bench players, Malvin. Do you realize that? Kevin Durant isn't a bench player.
I didn't
Yeah, but not all of their bench players
Kevin
played that
Durant,
game.
Kyrie Irving, James Harden.
Not all of their bench
You
players
said
played
like
that
3
game.
bench players.
Not all
You
of their
said
bench
multiple
players played that
right?
game.
You said 3 good bench players.
The stats aren't even available. You know that, right? Not all of their bench players played in that game.
Exactly. They don't even
So
have.
he's
They don't
giving
even
you
have
the-
a good enough bench
I
players.
just play the rest. I mean, Tyler Johnson 3.
Jeff, are you telling me? No, are you really telling me that as a coach, you want to win, you're going to put on your bench players? Of course, not all of the bench players played.
And
They put on their starting lineup because they want to win.
I just mentioned they're gonna run out of stamina.
I just mentioned 6 players that scored over 10 on the Lakers. A game that they won.
How many bench players did that? How many bench players? Out of the 6, how many bench players?
1. The Lakers
have better depth.
Okay. All right. Now let me ask you a question. Jeff. No, let me ask you a question. Jeff.
How are you?
No.
I ain't arguing.
Let me ask you a question. Jeff.
5 starters.
Jeff,
Only 3 of them scored over 10.
Give me one example, Jeff. Jeff, give me one example of when the bench decided the win for the game. Like they were the key to winning the game. Give me one example.
What?
Give me an example, because you said the Lakers bench has depth, right? So if
all right, let's talk about this. You've been talking about random regular season games. This is the playoffs right now.
Okay.
Andre Drummond, 11 points. Big ol' Andre Drummond.
He's a starter?
Montrezl Harrell, 12 points from Montrezl Harrell. We got here Kyle Kuzma. He's doing well on his rebounds. 4 rebounds for him. Andre Drummond, 10 rebounds. That's great from him. Good stuff. Dennis Schroeder, 19, 3 and 3. That's great. 2 steals too. That's great. Good defense. How we can lock up Kyrie. We're talking about Montrezl Harrell. Oh man, you got 3 rebounds. Good drop, Montrezl Harrell. See, their bench is just better.
How many players that you just named were bench players?
Well, Montrezl Harrell, bench player. Kyle Kuzma, bench player. Caruso, bench player. Andre Drummond, in some games, he is a bench player.
No, but regularly, is he a bench player?
Well, game started 3. Okay, sorry. Marcus All, bench player. Taylor Tucker, bench player. Ben McLemore, bench player.
All these
named all of their stats
are not even impressive.
Like, even if all those players played, because I did not hear all of their names, but in the case that they did play, their numbers did not decide the win of the game. Like, they didn't have such a huge impact on the game.
At the end of the day, no, Jeff, at the end of the day, we're always going to get like 50 points from 50 plus points from just AD and LeBron for any Lakers to win. That's what we need, 50 plus. KD or Harden or Kyrie, any of them can go maybe score 15 and still win, right?
So what happened in Boston?
They're not in that situation.
What happened in Boston?
What did you say?
What happened in Boston? Oh, Matt, the fans got in Kyrie's head. Is he that mentally weak? That some fans
no one said that. Okay, look.
That's what you said.
No, okay, hold on.
Your word. I didn't say that.
If Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden, James Harden didn't have a good game, then the team isn't gonna win. If LeBron and AD have a bad game, the team isn't gonna win. What's your point?
James Harden is a playoff choker, and when it comes down to it, he's gonna choke.
Okay.
Kevin Durant is
We can say the same thing about Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis can't make the playoffs and win without LeBron.
But
did he make the playoffs and win when he was on the Pelicans?
But he has LeBron. Is LeBron
Did he make the playoffs and win when he was on the Pelicans?
Pause. Jeff. Right. So what is your defense to that? Because all you did is just make a confused face. What is your defense to that?
Is LeBron not on the roster? You're saying if
you said that James Harden, you said that James Harden chokes, right? Up until this point, and we're discluding his 6-man year. Up until this point, James Harden has only been making the playoffs on the Rockets. So you're saying he chokes in the playoffs. You could say the same thing about Anthony Davis, because without LeBron, has he ever won playoffs? Has he ever made it to playoffs?
He still played good in those playoff series. Unlike James Harden, who underperformed.
Who was saying James Harden did not play good?
The person that took the Warriors to 7 games.
The Rockets missed 27 threes in a row when they could have went to the finals. If they hit at least half of that, they would have won.
The Rockets, is that James Harden?
James Harden definitely did that. James Harden definitely shot like about half those threes and missed half of them.
Okay, but he didn't do all of that.
But the Rockets and James Harden is the same thing.
James Harden
is also blame. I'm gonna say this: you can't blame
the
team's performance on one player.
Yeah, I can if he underperforms, and he did underperform. Check the stats.
Okay.
But did AD underperform on the first game?
He underperformed in the entire series.
Hold on.
He underperformed the entire series. His average stats for the series were. I'm not saying they were not good for a normal player, but for James Harden.
You're saying
I'm saying James Harden.
34 points and 11 rebounds are underperforming for him.
I'm saying this is James Harden in the regular season. This is James Harden in the playoff series. This is everyone else. This is average player. I'm saying he's still better than the average player, but he ain't James Harden. And that's what I'm saying.
I didn't mention James Harden in what I just said. What are you talking about?
What did you just say?
He literally just said Anthony Davis underperformed in his first game.
First game? Of the top series? The series.
You're saying that you live... Okay.
Talk about the series. Why are you talking about one game? I can pull up random games from Kevin Durant. I can do the same thing with Kevin Durant. But I don't think he's a playoff choker. Because he's not.
Oh my gosh.
He has nothing else to say. Speechless. I know. Kurt, he's trying to look through every single playoff series, seeing what happens. I'm talking about the shoot.
Wait, I'm just searching up. Anthony Davis in general actually did perform well.
Let's just get
exactly. Let's move on.
No, we're not moving on. The argument's not done.
You have to be delusional to think the Lakers are beating the Nets, man. Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying.
It's him.
If the Lakers miraculously get to the finals, props to them. But they're really just gonna get swept. Let's just be honest here, okay?
I mean, yeah, you're right. If the Nets were there, but the 76ers are gonna be in the finals.
Okay, yeah. I'm done with this.
You have too much faith in James Harden.
You're actually crazy.
Okay, but
are we done here?
No.
We're done.
We're not done. Even if the players,
we've seen what happens to the Lakers when one of these star players are gone.
Yeah, but they're not.
You see how quickly they're dropped? So how
But they're not. But they're not.
But you said their bench is. You said their bench has depth. You said their bench has depth. That's what we're still talking. That's what we're still trying to talk about. You said their bench is skilled. Their bench has depth. If that's true, why do the Lakers suffer so much when one of the star players is gone?
I'm not saying their bench.
No, I'm asking you a question. You said their bench has. Malvin, did he not say their bench has depth?
Let me answer it.
I'm trying to say it right now.
Are you gonna let me answer it?
Yeah. Okay. Answer the question.
Have I ever said that they are superstars? I never said that. Okay. I said they are better than the average bench player. I'm not saying their bench is better than the starting five.
But even if they are, that's not the question.
Never saying that.
You're not answering the question.
I'm saying the Lakers bench is better than other teams' bench.
Okay, but I'm asking you, if their bench is so good, why don't they win when one of their star players is injured? It doesn't matter if their bench is no.
The bench is. I already answered that. The bench is what? Their bench is better than other teams.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The fact that their bench is better than
listen to me. You're not listening.
The fact that The fact that their bench is better than other teams' bench doesn't say anything. That look, if
what does that not say anything? That means
their bench is better.
If the superstars are out, their bench is gonna win.
Do they still lose? If the superstars are out, and the team can't win, doesn't matter whether the bench is better than other teams.
Kyrie, and James. If LeBron, AD, KD, Kyrie, and James Harden
the
Lakers would win.
The Raptors, in my opinion, have one of the best benches in the NBA. Where did they go this season?
Well, where's their starting five? They don't have a good starting five. That's the problem.
Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet,
and
Norman Powell got traded, but Siakam, and that's not a good starting lineup.
Pascal Bryant, no.
You said who?
Pascal Bryant.
Pascal Siakam, what? Who's Pascal Bryant? What are you saying?
You don't get the joke. You don't even get the joke.
Are you calling him Brian, the White Mamba guy? Are you talking about Brian? I'm confused. That's besides the point.
We're done here.
No. Stop trying to move on.
Oh my god.
You still haven't answered the question.
You know that you lost.
You still haven't answered the question.
And the question is,
if the Lakers without a star player lose their games, why does it matter whether their team is their bench is better than other teams or not? That doesn't matter. I'm asking you. Why? Why do they lose?
Okay, can I answer that? Because you're just repeating the same.
You're giving the same answer.
Can I answer? I was about to answer, and just like you're giving the same answer. This is my answer. Okay. LeBron, AD, KD, Kyrie, James Harden. They can't play all 42 minutes.
I'm talking about the Lakers.
And when they're in the bench,
I'm talking about the Lakers.
The bench are playing.
I'm talking about the Lakers. Don't bring up the Nets. Talk about the Lakers.
If I'm saying LeBron and AD can't play all the entire game. So what's going to happen when they're on the bench? The bench is going to play. And I'm saying that usually the superstars are out at the same time.
Do you know what out means, Jeff? When I'm talking out, I'm talking non-available. I'm not talking about
but they're not. What does that matter?
Listen, you guys are both bringing invalid points, okay? Let me say what I have to say, right?
Yeah.
So, I just pulled up. Ever since AD got injured, what happened to
Why you guys bring up injuries?
It's because that's what out means. That's what out means.
How are you going to say why you're bringing up injuries?
If KD and Kyrie and James Harden,
what does out mean?
KD and Kyrie and James Harden. Why am I bringing up KD and Kyrie and James Harden? Let me say my point, and then maybe you
what does out mean?
You understand. Okay, Kurt, just chill, okay? Now, the Nuggets beat them, the Nets beat them, the Heat beat them, the Wizards beat them, the Jazz beat them, the Suns beat them, the Kings beat them. What else?
You done?
The Hawks beat them, the Pelicans beat them, 76ers beat them.
Only one of the star players are out.
The Clippers beat them.
You done?
All these people, the Knicks beat them. The Celtics beat them. All these people beat them, right? Now, you said that their bench is better than other teams' benches, right? Some of these teams, like the Hawks, are not even that great and still manage to beat them.
What's your point?
I'm saying, you said the bench is better than
you're just saying stuff. There's no point.
You're not
Trae Young is the star player. Trae Young is the star player. LeBron's the star player, right? So obviously, their points are going to cancel out each other's whatever, right? But then it comes down to the bench.
That's not how basketball works. That's not how basketball works.
In some cases, okay, let me just give you a real quick example. Let's say you get a matchup, Paul George versus Jason Tatum, okay? They both have great nights. If Jason Tatum drops 40 and Paul George drops 40 something, whatever, they both cancel each other out because they had the same or similar performances. So if most of the superstars on the team do that, then it all comes down to the bench, does it not?
What?
Do you not understand?
What?
If Paul George, okay, this is because Paul George has had really good performances before. If the Celtics have a matchup, If the Celtics have a matchup, okay, you want an example? Oh my gosh.
Are we done with this topic? Because you guys are just going
because I feel like you can't answer the question and that you're just dodging the topic.
What you mean I'm answering the question? You're not asking a question.
You didn't even answer. Malvin asked you a simple question. And
okay, what's the question? Because you guys are not
asking. Why? He keeps asking you. We keep asking you the question. You dodge the topic.
And then you
turn around.
Answer, and then you keep asking the question.
Ask the question and let's
do LeBron's question. Okay, listen carefully, Jeff. The Lakers have lost to multiple teams that they are better than. Celtics, the Knicks, Atlanta, etc. Malvin just named a whole list. If you weren't listening, oh well, that's your problem. But they had one star out. Anthony Davis. Was LeBron out? No, LeBron played. Anthony Davis did not play. He was out. In case you did not know what out means, out does not mean sitting on the bench.
Are you going to explain how to breathe too?
In case you did not know, out does not mean sitting on the bench. Because you were like, oh, star players can't play the entire game. Blah, blah, blah. Out means they're out. They are not playing the game. They are unavailable. So one of their stars is out. Anthony Davis is gone. And they lost to all these teams that they are better than 100%. They lost to them. So if the bench has so much depth and they still have the one star player, why did they lose?
Because their starting five was better.
What?
The Hawks starting five is better than the Lakers.
Without AD, probably, yeah.
So what, huh? Are you listening to yourself, man?
What is
Remember when?
That's
remember when? Yeah, when you have nothing to say. When you have nothing to say, that's what you do.
No, we're moving on. We're moving on.
You lost, man.
You're not asking
That's nothing. I asked you a question.
What's hurt? No, we're moving on.
We're done.
Hey, guys, you guys get this?
Next topic. Next topic.
Next topic.
No.
We're done.
You lost it.
I asked you why did they lose, and his answer was the starting
my
five
answer to this question is that my answer to that question is I didn't answer that because it's so simple. Good teams lose to worse teams all the time. Why do you think Michael Jordan and 96 Bulls?
Why are you bringing up? No, that happened. That's gone. We're talking about now. Hey, Jeff, we're talking about the Lakers bench now. We're talking about their lineup and their bench now. We're talking about them now, not in the past.
What you mean past? I'm
bringing up Michael Jordan. Talk about now. We're not talking about the Bulls. We're talking about the Lakers specifically. Talk about this team, this roster. Because you said that this roster, this bench has depth. Talk about this.
I am bringing up examples to show my reasoning. And those examples are that good teams can lose to worse teams because at that day, they were better because they were hotter. They felt like they could win. They're better at that day. Doesn't mean overall they're not better. 1996, the Bulls were not undefeated, but yet they're still the best team. 2016 Warriors, they went 73-9, but still lost 9 games. Do you think those 9 games, those 9 teams were better than the 76 Warriors, 73 Warriors? No, they weren't.
But I didn't name one example. I named multiple that happened in 2 months.
Okay, the Brooklyn Nets have lost many games, and I still think they're better than those teams.
We're talking about the Lakers, Jeff.
We're talking about the Lakers.
I'm bringing up examples.
You did not say that the Brooklyn Nets bench has depth.
Bro.
I'm the Lakers. It's not hard.
I'm answering your questions.
It's not hard.
You won't let me answer your questions. Do you realize this? You're complaining about me not answering questions when you don't listen to my answers.
No, you can't answer the question.
I'm answering the question. The question was, why did the Lakers lose? I answered that question. You asked
by bringing up another team's record. That's what you did.
Oh my God! Could you shut up? You asked, why did the Lakers lose to worse teams? I answered that because that's how the regular season works. Worse teams beat better teams all the time. It just depends on the day and how good the teams were feeling.
You already told us
Are you
this.
hearing yourself? So
What
you're telling me that good teams lose depending on the day.
Yeah. It did not. Okay, then you want examples?
Okay,
these are examples. 96 Bulls. They were the best team in the 96 year. They won the championship. Yet
Did you
they
not
still
tell
lost.
us already?
Yet they still lost.
You're
Every
answering
champion, every champion of each year has lost
But it's
games.
saying that you answer our questions.
I answered your question.
And
I think I'm gonna have to start
you're not listening.
So now you're being a hypocrite. Listen.
What?
Listen. The Lakers. Okay. We're talking about the Lakers first.
I'm giving you examples.
Second off, you said the Lakers have a good bench. Prove to us that they have a good bench. Instead of saying, "Oh, on the day, yeah."
And also on top of that, when I tried to bring up an example that when I tried to bring up when I tried to say something that contradicted your point, you said we're talking about this roster. So what
was the point? You're just saying things. I can say, "Oh, you lied about something," but you won't even give up what did you lie about.
Okay,
I can
look,
say that.
You said that the Lakers.
What did you say? What did I say? What did I say? Melvin, shut up.
You said that the Lakers bench has depth, and then I said, "Have you seen the Lakers record before they got LeBron? Have you seen the Lakers record?" And then you said, "We're talking about this roster." That's what you said. When I said, "Have you seen the Lakers record when LeBron wasn't there, when AD wasn't there?" You said we're talking about this roster.
Okay,
so,
can I respond? Are you done? Or can I respond?
No, I'm not done. That's why I haven't stopped talking.
You're talking about a whole
That's
other
why I haven't stopped talking.
in a whole other era.
Melvin, shut up.
You'll know I'm done when I stop talking.
Okay.
So, what did I do about? So when you're talking about their depth or whatever, talk about this lineup. Don't talk about don't bring up other teams' records. That doesn't matter. The 1996 Bulls aren't the 2021 Lakers. The 2015 Warriors aren't the 2021 Lakers. You can't compare another team and all the individuals on that team. You can't compare them to every single individual on the Lakers when it comes to like mindset.
Are you done? Because right now you're just repeating yourself.
Okay.
You're wasting time because you're just repeating yourself. You're done?
You want to answer my question?
You're done. Melvin, shut up. Melvin, shut up.
Just let him answer. Just let him answer.
Okay, let me answer. The reason why I mentioned the 96 Bulls or the 2016
I didn't ask you for that reason.
No. The reason why I mentioned the 96 Bulls and the 2016 Warriors is because I was using them as examples. You mentioned the 2018 Lakers like that was the exact same team.
I didn't ask you why did you mention the 1996 Bulls. I said don't mention. I asked you.
You said, and I quote.
Wow.
We're moving on. It's been too long on this segment.
Sorry,
Let's move on.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going first because I didn't go first so far.
Okay.
Here we go. This is where okay. If Klay was healthy this year, how good are the Warriors? No other changes. So they still get Kelly Oubre, and they still get James Wiseman. So let's think here. The biggest problem for the Golden State Warriors this year is their depth and inability to score without Curry. And both problems are fixed with Klay being healthy. Think about it. Kelly Oubre goes to the bench because Kelly Oubre is the shooting guard, and Klay is going to go back to the shooting guard. So Kelly Oubre gets sent back to the bench. But also, while Klay stops teams from just double or triple or quadruple teaming Curry, so which gives him more space and more ability to score easier, and also gives Klay and other players more time to score. So, because of that, I think I'm not going to be over drastic here. I think the Warriors can be the 3rd seed in the West. With the Lakers still being injured and everyone keeping the same record, I still think the Warriors can be the 3rd seed in the West. So let's go to the playoffs. The Warriors beat Portland 5, mainly because Jokic without Murray looks like they can beat the Portland in 5 games. So maybe Warriors beat them in 6, at most 7, maybe. But I won't take the Portland winning against the Warriors because Jokic is single-handedly beating them. And then second round. It goes to the Warriors to Lakers because Lakers look like they're going to beat the Suns. The Warriors beat Lakers in 7. Mainly because this is the reason. This is the reason. I don't know what you're thinking. This is the reason. When the play-in happened, the Warriors' defense was incredible against the Lakers. Size, it wasn't the problem because the rebounding of the Lakers and the Warriors were very similar in the play-in game, with 49 to the Lakers and 46 to the Warriors. Wiggins played very good against LeBron James. If we saw LeBron had acted like Pandemic P when he hit the side of the backboard when Wiggins was guarding him, and Draymond Green did shut down Anthony Davis. Since Draymond Green has actually the most experience guarding AD out of the entire NBA. Also, Looney had more rebounds than AD. AD had 14, while Looney had 15. So I think Warriors will beat them in a close 7-game series. Then we see Warriors beat the Dallas Mavericks in 7, mainly because of their defense. Think about it. The Warriors have Kelly Oubre, Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Toscano to send at Luka. So I'm not saying they can stop Luka. I'm not saying they can hold Luka to 15 points. Luka's gonna still be Luka, but they're definitely gonna be able to slow him down because they're all 4 of them I mentioned are very good perimeter defenders. And also we're talking about Kristaps Porzingis, who's averaging 17.5 assists and 4 rebounds, and that's not a second best player in the finals team. Dallas has nobody to stop Steph Curry or Klay Thompson or Wiggins, so Warriors beat Luka and the Dallas Mavericks in 7. Sadly, that's where the Warriors playoff run ends because Philly or Nets will beat them in the finals. I see no way of them beating them in the finals. Philly will beat them in 5 because Joel Embiid would just kill them in the paint. And Marquise Thybulle and Ben Simmons would lock up Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So they will beat them in 5, while Nets will beat them in 6.
Okay. When I say this, Jeff, I don't want you to interrupt me one time.
Okay.
We had a very passionate discussion. Kurt, I want you to unmute because I think you're going to want to chime in. We just had a very passionate discussion about how the Lakers would beat the Nets. And you're telling me the Warriors, would beat the Lakers. Are you serious right now?
I'm being completely serious. I know what you're thinking. I'm being completely serious.
Bro, okay. Bias in your argument.
The Lakers, so the Warriors with Klay Thompson will beat the Warriors with Klay Thompson will beat the Lakers and then lose to the Nets. But the Lakers will beat the Nets. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because the Warriors have is better fitted to beat the Lakers.
No way, you're saying this right now.
Because they have better defense and they have Draymond Green to shut down AD.
I feel like what you're saying now contradicts everything you've been talking about.
I explained my reasoning.
Half an hour.
Okay, let me just say this first off. First off, the Warriors are not even getting past. No, they will get past the Portland Trail Blazers. With this team, they will. But they're not getting past the Lakers.
They will. I know what you're thinking. They will.
No.
Like, think about it. They lost like 3 points without Klay Thompson. What do you think Klay's going to do?
That's 1 game.
Oh, yeah, so that's the play-in game. That's when both teams are trying their best.
You realize
also LeBron was coming off an injury, right?
You literally just said oh, better teams lose to worse teams because some games they're feeling hot and some games they're feeling not. And then now you're saying, oh, that's the most important game. They're trying that hard.
I said that to regular season games. That play-ins was not a regular season game. It was not exactly a playoff, but it wasn't exactly.
A game is a game.
That's how the NBA said. You also defended AD when I said, "Oh, he played terrible in the first game." You're like, "Oh yeah, that's one game. That's the first game of the playoffs."
But Draymond also has the most experience guarding AD, so let's not assume that's random.
Like most experience.
Yeah, Malvin. Shut down Malvin's.
No, exactly. Okay, look. Here. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay.
Yeah.
The Warriors with Klay Thompson does not drastically do anything to the team.
It does.
Do you know what the Warriors with a healthy Klay Thompson this season would have done? It would have taken away Stephen Curry's point average down by like maybe 2 or so, maybe 3. Because Klay Thompson last season averaged about 20 points per game. So if he was to come back and he was healthy and he did about the same thing, they're not winning crazy because look at their lineup. They don't have their star center anymore. They don't have DeMarcus Cousins. They don't have Andre Iguodala. They don't have Kevin Durant. This is not the same team. This is more like a very shallow shell of what the team once was. So with Klay Thompson, yes, the Warriors would have made it to the playoffs, but they would not be in their conference. I'd put them at 6th, 7th. No, 6th or 5th. Okay, they're not crazy high, but they're still playoff contenders. And you have to be 100% lying to yourself if you tell me that this team is a championship. Actually, wait, you never said that. So I'll walk away from that. You never said that. Okay. But this team, come on, if they beat the Grizzlies in play-in, which they would have done, they're versus Utah. Okay.
Grizzlies are beating Utah.
No, they're not. It's tied.
Well, they are. Yeah.
Okay, and we can arguably say that the Grizzlies won only because Donovan Mitchell wasn't playing. But we won't go there because that's not the subject. The point is...
And you know what else? Actually, you know what?
Mm-hmm. The point is that Utah against the Warriors with this lineup, the Warriors right now have 2 star players, and the reason why I say that is because Draymond Green is doing really good defensively, but offensively he isn't really making his presence known apart from his assists, right? So when it comes to actual scoring, he doesn't really have a presence. So that's why I say
a lot more opportunities opened up for him without Klay and Kevin Durant.
That's true. And I just want to bring this up, this play up really quick. Remember when there was 4 seconds left in the playoff game? Draymond had the ball. Draymond was open. He had so many options. And Jeff, I know you saw this. Draymond could have shot the ball. Draymond could have drove in.
Curry and Klay Thompson.
No. This is. I'm just telling you why.
We're talking about the whole team. Yeah. We're not just talking about Klay. And
Draymond took a floater and he missed. They would have won if Draymond made that shot. So this is why I say that offensively, aside from assists, I'm talking about exclusively scoring. Draymond Green isn't. He's not a. What's the word?
Presence.
He's not there. When it comes to offense, they got Klay Thompson, Curry, and for the I don't know. Let's just put Andrew Wiggins in there. Let's put him in there. How many points did he average this season? He had like
he's capable.
Yeah, I guess he's defensively capable, but with this lineup, the Warriors aren't good enough to get past second round. Most definitely, if they beat the Jazz, they would get wiped out.
You said they'll be the 5th, 6th seed. So they faced who do they face?
Oh, you're right.
They faced the 4th seed.
They faced the Clippers.
Come on, Luka's beating 1. Can we all agree Steph Curry is better than Luka?
Okay,
So
if
they
they verse the Portland Trailblazers, they could win. Like I said, I said this before. The Trailblazers are not built for the playoffs. They're a team built for the regular season, so they could beat them. The Clippers, we know the Clippers choke, but so far in the past couple of years, they have not choked in the first round. So the Warriors aren't beating the Clippers because Kawhi Leonard and Paul George aren't as, I wouldn't say they're more offensively skilled than Curry and Klay Thompson, but overall I think they are because Kawhi has outstanding defense and Paul George and Kawhi on offense are good too. For the Warriors, the ball gets shared around a little bit more, but then again, really, the Warriors' only option for scoring right now is Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. Am I wrong?
In certain games, Wiggins is capable.
He did average 18 points. You can't just
certain games.
Okay, sure. But have there been? I don't know. So this is just a question. Have there been any moments that Wiggins had the chance or had the role to step up and he did?
He did. In the Lakers game, he did very good in the first half.
Really finished strong?
Very good defensively.
The game they lose is...
he lost by 3 points.
Okay. Well, we'll give Wiggins the benefit of the doubt, but realistically...
Marvin, what's your opinion on the Warriors? Where would they go if they had Klay Thompson? Well, we haven't asked his opinion.
Can I...
To be honest, if they had Klay Thompson and Steph Curry... I'm not sure. I do think they'd have a better record than the Lakers. And this is the Lakers with the injuries and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think they'd have a better record than the Lakers. They'd probably be 5th, maybe 4th at most. 3rd, I think is way too high considering the fact that they're missing their small forward that they had for many years. Not many, but
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
They're missing their center that they had before. Draymond Green is not playing as well as he used to.
He's playing good, assist-wise.
His career average is 9 points.
But as he used to, I don't know about that.
He's not a scorer.
But either way, at the end of the day...
I think 5th, maybe 4th.
And how far would they go in the playoffs?
Not past second round.
First round. Well, it depends who they have first round.
First round, let's say they face the Clippers first round.
First round, if they're facing Clippers, I think they might knock off the Clippers. Might.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just talk about this. Can we agree that Steph Curry is better than Luka? Or at least around the same level, if you think Luka's better.
Okay, I think...
But also, let's just talk about Klay Thompson's way better than KP. Kristaps Porzingis. Statistically, in every way. Offensively and statistically.
Who's KP?
He's talking about
Porzingis.
Oh, Porzingis, okay.
Yeah.
You literally just mentioned the Clippers, not the Mavs, but...
Yeah, because the Mavs are going to beat the Clippers. Do you not believe that?
But you just said we're facing the Clippers.
If the Mavs are capable of beating the Clippers and the Warriors are on the same level or better than the Mavs, then it wouldn't be a stretch to say the Warriors would beat.
No, because the problem is...
No, Kurt. You can't consider 2 players. You can't say Steph Curry, Luka, KP, and...
Okay, Wiggins. Who's the third best?
Other team that you
who's the third best Dallas player? Tim Hardaway?
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins better than him. Defensively.
But you win games by scoring, right? Honestly, in my opinion, and I think this is very true, on the Warriors, realistically, they're going to pass it to Klay Thompson or Curry. Andrew Wiggins is more like a third option. It's like a bailout option if they have nothing else to do.
Well, that's usual for most teams.
Okay, but...
Let's say for the Mavs, you're usually going to pass it to Luka or KP, or then Tim Hardaway's like a bailout. For the Lakers, you're usually going to pass it to LeBron or AD, and then who's next? Shooter's the bailout.
But the problem with those teams is, I agree with what you're saying, but the problem with those teams and the Warriors is that with the Warriors' current lineup, adding Klay Thompson to that lineup doesn't make them better than those other teams. Like the Mavericks, I easily can see the Mavericks beating a Warriors team right now with Klay Thompson. Same with the Lakers. So,
alright, we're done with this. Okay, you want to do a tier list? Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly do a tier list.
Okay, this is okay. Okay, Malvin, do the intro for the tier list. His best players.
Okay, so guys, we have a tier list here for the best players in 2021. We're not doing all time, are we?
No, it's just look at the players.
It's current.
For 2021, yeah, of course, yeah, obviously. What was I thinking? So yeah, so we're just gonna figure out who do we think is the best player out of all these.
Let's just make this a consensus thing. Okay, let's make it. Can we all agree LeBron?
Oh wait, are we doing this separately or like all?
No, let's do this consensusly, like consensus.
Okay, so for this year, I think
LeBron's S.
I think LeBron's an A. I think LeBron's an A. I think LeBron's an A. I think Steph Curry's an S.
What do you think?
Well, LeBron has stepped up clutch in like the playoff moments, stuff that matters. In any case, I pull LeBron at A. I mean S. I'm just not happy with all his flopping. Like it's so annoying.
Okay,
whoa. What do you mean playoff moments?
I meant like the playing. I was talking about playing. Like
man, okay.
Yeah, clutch stuff.
These are all post season, you know.
No, it's not postseason.
I mean, first off, that's one game. But anyways, we're talking about the season.
We're saying best players.
Okay.
Okay. We already voted.
Okay. Should we put him at?
I think we should.
Let's go in order.
Let's put LeBron. Wait, should we put LeBron at
No, guys.
Let's put LeBron A.
Yeah, put LeBron at A.
We're not talking all time. We're talking about the season.
Yeah, put him at. He's not doing. He's good. LeBron.
He's good. He's great.
Okay, I want you to keep the same energy. I want you to keep the same energy for this man right here. I want you to keep the same energy.
Cool.
Okay, let's go here. Okay. Anthony Davis, where is he ranked?
B.
Okay, I say
A.
Okay, vote rise. 2 for A, 1 for B. Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
This is consensus. Bradley Beal.
Okay, now this feels wrong to put Bradley Beal on the same level as LeBron.
Exactly.
So let's just move LeBron to S. Let's move it to S.
Bias to LeBron.
Melvin. We're voting. Melvin. We're voting. We're voting. 2 people say S. 1 person says A.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't.
This is what consensus democracy.
Let's move on. Yeah.
Jeff, that's not what I was. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying you guys are being biased to LeBron.
Biased? Why?
What do you mean?
You're
LeBron average 25, 8, and 8, right?
You're saying LeBron is a great player, 17-time All-Star, blah, blah. We're talking about LeBron this year.
LeBron averaged 25, 8, and 8.
You guys forget before the injury. Before the injury, he was the front runner in MVP.
25, 8, and 8. That's his stats for this season.
Exactly. It's still good. Okay, we're moving on. Bradley Beal.
A.
Where's he playing?
I put him at A because he's second for scoring title.
He's not his win wise. I'm not saying B.
Yeah, win wise though. As a player overall, I put him at A. What do you say, Malvin?
But what do you? Yeah. I say
move past the LeBron and answer the question. Malvin.
We're asking. Let's see.
A or B?
NBA players in NBA Top Shot, whatever.
Well, it doesn't matter.
You guys are putting Bradley Beal with his team, not Bradley Beal as a player.
Okay,
Bradley Beal as a player deserves an A. But you're saying because he loses that...
Well, I'm saying that because he loses, that means his team is not as good, which means he gets more shots.
So you're saying the only reason why he's good is because
you guys don't have to debate about this. He's an A right now.
I put Devin Booker at a B.
Okay.
Carmelo.
I also say B. So, Carmelo Anthony.
He's not on this list.
Where does Carmelo Anthony go? Like, he's good as all time, but like this season...
But he's not. But we're saying this season, he's not.
I think he's a D this season.
He's a
C.
Okay, C. Are you saying this?
I say
We can't just. We have to put some respect on his name, you know.
That's bias. That's bias.
No, this is Kurt.
How am I being biased? He stepped up. You didn't he literally stepped up.
What were his stats for this season?
Let me just pull him up.
This is relative. We're not saying he's a bad player. This is relative.
He is
to the
top
NBA.
10 all-time scoring. That's
This
impressive.
is like, look at this list. Look at this list. The only people that's gonna be in D is probably like D Rose
Yeah, other people.
and that's the same level.
I didn't say he was.
Okay, what's his stats?
Chris Paul.
Let's see. 13.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah, there's no way he's gonna be
13, 3 and 1. There's no way.
I definitely think he deserves a C.
Okay, well, we'll put him at D because
consensus. We both two of us vote B.
Chris
That's how
Paul.
And
Chris
it's a
Paul.
little bit biased, of course.
Chris Paul.
B.
B.
I would say okay, whatever. B. I would say whatever.
I mean, every team
Stephen
he goes
Curry,
on
Stephen
becomes
Curry.
a playoff team.
Stephen Curry deserves a C. I'm joking. S.
Stephen Curry deserves an A.
How? Wait, hold on. I want you guys to keep this.
We're not debating. No, put it at S. We're not debating.
I'm just saying, you guys.
Jeff, put him at S and leave it. Let's go.
I'm just saying, Malvin's not keeping the same energy because he's biased. He put Bradley Beal because team record doesn't matter and team doesn't matter and just overall better.
No, but
he's a good player, an A player.
It feels wrong.
And if you keep the same energy, Steph Curry.
It feels wrong.
Damian Lillard.
It feels wrong.
Okay,
It feels wrong.
before we move on, I just want to clarify, Malvin. It's about the season and the stats, not about the players in general. It's
You
the
literally
stat line,
just said
okay?
it feels wrong to put LeBron and
It does, but that doesn't matter in the.
This feels wrong. Anthony Davis and Bradley Beal on the same level.
The stat line it's what gets you your place, okay? So,
Yeah, but statistically, what do you mean statistically? Jokic is the best player. What we can clearly see, Jokic isn't the best player.
who's the best player?
Well, LeBron is.
Okay, let's
What?
move on.
And you can argue, you statistically.
Hey, no. Jeff put Damian Lillard at C. That's
Okay,
heavy
B.
bias. Move him up to A.
A.
Move him up to A.
Oh my gosh.
This
Move
is
him
guys.
up to
This
A.
is
Navi, what
biased.
do you
If
think?
we're taking
Jeff is gonna say no bias.
guys,
And then
if we're taking,
I hate
secretly put
Damian
Dame
Lillard, but
at
he
C.
deserves an A, bro.
okay, guys, if we're taking statistically, Jokic is better than Kevin Durant and LeBron James and Stephen Curry. But that's just not true.
Okay.
Wait, but we're talking.
We can't just take the stats.
I agree with what you
You
just
have to
said.
have
I agree with what you just said. Statistically, if he's better, then he deserves a higher spot. You can't just be biased like, oh, this doesn't feel right because
Okay.
LeBron is
Yeah.
a great player. You can't just do that.
Just put it on how you think overall, but don't put like.
That's being
all
biased.
time. Don't
You
put
guys have
bias.
Bradley Beal on the same level as Damian Lillard and Anthony.
Yes, I do actually.
You guys are
It's called not being biased. Jeff, you should try it sometime.
Oh my
Talking about the Lakers.
Oh
you
my
talk about the
God.
Lakers are going to beat
I
the
just love
Nets,
how
and that Golden State is top
all
3
the
seed. What are
debate,
you talking about right
Jeff
now? Like,
secretly tried to put Dame at C and move on.
you really
like
trying to
nothing
put Dame at
happened.
C right now, bro.
Okay, can we move on? Joel Embiid.
S. S.
I
S.
think he's an A.
MVP, like top 3, like finalist.
Okay,
So you're
S.
saying-
Yeah, S.
Oh my goodness.
He got finalist. That's a
He's
good
an
accomplishment.
finalist, and you guys are putting him at A. This is biased.
That's a
bro.
good
Oh
accomplishment.
my goodness.
Oh my gosh. That's a good
Donovan and Mitchell. D.
Donovan
Mitchell.
Mitchell, D.
Did you say D?
B.
Yeah, I agree.
You're saying
He's one of those players who will always be good, but he's just not at that level. You know.
I think he's better than Dame.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. S.
S.
I mean, maybe he does deserve A because I don't know. S, yeah,
I just don't feel like Bradley Beal's better than Donovan Mitchell.
yeah. Like I feel like
James-
they're on the same level, but let's just move on.
James Harden.
S.
A.
A.
Wow.
No, he's not. He's good. But he's not on the same level as these.
Yeah,
guys.
like what's Kurt?
Wow.
Kyrie Irving.
A.
A. John Morant.
B. No.
I would say C. He's not on the same
C.
level as Chris Paul.
Yes,
He's not on the
He's
same level
not
as Chris.
C.
C.
Yeah, he's not on the same. Okay, Jimmy Butler.
B.
I would say B.
Oh, pause. I need to do something real quick. Okay, go. Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
B.
B.
C. I mean, I heard he wasn't doing too well this season. You know what I mean?
He was an MVP candidate. No, not the top ones, but he was within the top 10.
What does Jeff say?
He can get a
I said B.
I said B. Yeah. B.
Yeah, he's not on the same level as Anthony Davis, Dame, and James and Kyrie. But I don't like how Bradley Beal's on there, man. Jokic.
Shut the hell up, Jeff.
Jokic.
Yes, I guess. I mean, he's in the top 3 MVP.
If you're a finalist, you deserve an S. You can't just...
Karl Anthony Towns. I'm saying C. Like, the way he's playing right now, I say C.
C.
Okay, yeah. I would say B, but it doesn't really matter.
Kawhi Leonard.
A.
Yeah, A.
Unless he can take his team 4-2 against the Mavericks.
Kevin Durant. I'm
S.
He's doing better than LeBron.
S.
S.
Yeah, he's on
Don't
S.
even try that, Jeff.
Campbell Walker. I would reckon D.
D.
C.
D.
Okay.
D.
Sure.
Klay Thompson. Let's just say Klay
He's
Thompson.
injured.
D.
Bro,
D. He's injured. He's averaging 0, 0, and 0, and 0.
Fair enough. LaMelo.
C.
D.
C.
D.
C.
C. C.
D.
C.
D.
Luka.
You don't have to hate on him because people say it's better.
No.
Yeah, you don't hate on him.
We're not just gonna fly past that, bro. We're not just gonna fly past that.
We already voted. We voted.
Relax.
Luka Doncic.
Relax.
Luka Doncic is an A.
You just put LaMelo as
I think S.
not even.
Are we really gonna rough Luka Doncic and Bradley Beal in the same?
Hold on. No. We're not gonna just fly past that. Kemba's doing better than LaMelo, probably. Like, no, we can't just.
Statistically not. And also,
LaMelo, no.
We also voted, man. We also
Drop
voted.
that man, bro.
C.
Okay. Look at S.
Yeah.
I'd say A.
No.
S.
Paul George. I would say B.
I have a quick question. Do y'all really think that Luka's better than everyone in A?
I never said he was better than everyone. You just said he's A.
Actually, yeah, I would say.
Oh, in A? Yeah, for sure.
You're saying he's better than Kyrie?
Yep.
Yes!
He's better than Kawhi?
Yep, you hear me right?
Yeah. He's better than James Harden. He's better than Anthony
He's literally
Davis.
outperforming Kawhi right now.
No. I'm just talking about all time right now.
We're not talking all time.
I know.
We're talking all the time.
I'm asking you for your personal opinion.
What are you saying right now?
Bradley Beal would not even be on the list.
This has nothing to do with the list.
Obviously, Kawhi's better all time. Obviously, Kyrie's better all time because they played longer.
Paul George. I would second A because he's been playing good basketball in the regular season.
Yeah,
it feels weird to put Paul George over Jimmy, but yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Julius.
No, wait. Paul George crossed Porzingis. Okay.
Wow, that makes him so good.
I know, right?
7-3. Wow.
Okay, good.
If anything, then Devin Booker should be S. You crossed Rudy Gobert, best defender now. Like, what? Can't just.
Oh, I was just telling you that, like, personally. It has nothing to do with the list.
Julius
B.
Derrick Rose, D.
Yeah, D for Derrick.
Pascal, D.
C.
D. Is there an E? Can we give him an E?
He's doing
That's a little biased.
D. Nah,
he cost us a championship.
Nah, ring around the rose.
C.
D.
What do you mean cost you a championship?
He's the reason why we didn't beat the Celtics last year.
Ben Simmons.
B.
Hey, no. I said Siakam is a C. You guys really think he's a D?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's a C.
I said C.
I said D. I thought you said D.
Hey, Ben Simmons a B.
B, yeah.
Yeah. Jason Tatum is
an
A.
A.
He had a 60-point game. Put him
Hold on. Okay, so whatever. And Jamal Murray also had a 50-point game.
That was not the same.
Is James Harden on the same level as Jason Tatum?
No.
And is Kawhi
hey, bro,
level?
what do you not understand, bro?
He's a B.
He's not, but we're putting him at A because he's doing well this season.
But is he doing as well as James Harden and Kawhi Leonard?
No, he's not, but he's doing as well.
So then why are we putting him the same?
Because he's doing better than everyone on B.
Okay, then let's put him top B.
No,
you are so stupid, bro.
A, man.
You are really stupid, bro.
Trae Young.
Trae Young is a B.
C.
I say
B.
Malvin, what do you say?
B.
Russell Westbrook. B.
B.
Really? He's an A. He's averaging a triple-double. Really? You're going to give him a B?
Yeah. Zion Williams.
Zion's a B.
D.
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 What?
D.
Why do you...
You're gonna take the shine from my Lonzo, he's a D.
Okay, B.
You guys are saying B, right?
We're saying B.
That's our
And
two.
so to cancel it out, he should get a C at least, right?
No, that's not how it works.
Because you're putting Russell Westbrook at a B, even though he's averaging a triple-double.
It's jokes.
Yeah,
If we were going median, KD would be B.
And Stephen Curry would also be B.
I mean, I dislike it. If I had to change anything, I would have put LeBron at A. I would have put everyone else at S.
I'd have put Harden at S.
I think A is good. For B, I would have put
because Harden is better than
I think the
Joel
only
Embiid.
change I would make is Bradley Beal being a B. Because I don't... Does he really
Bro,
look
shut
like
up.
he
You
should...
sound so dumb right now. Oh my
What do you mean?
Why would you put Bradley Beal at a B, though? I'm actually confused.
Because if we're talking about actual talent, he's not as talented as...
He's probably one of the best players right now.
He's easily better than
Same
James.
level as James Harden.
Okay, that's true.
Do it with man. That Anthony Davis almost got that Finals MVP last year.
Okay, but you're
Are
putting...
we talking about last year or are we talking about this year?
You're putting Dame at A, too.
Or are we talking about the season?
You're putting Dame at A, too.
Yeah.
Dame is not as good as all the people on A.
But he's still on the same level.
I wouldn't say so.
Bradley Beal isn't on the same level.
He's definitely on the same level as Jason Tatum.
No, you're delusional. Anyway,
Nah.
that was gonna be the wrap. That's gonna be the wrap.
That's a wrap.
Episode of YEG'S Big 3 podcast. Make sure to check out our Instagram down in the bio, and our TikTok and our Twitter. And yeah, that's been it. Remember, it's Jeff, Kurt, and Malvin, and we'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.